Watch your credit card when someone else handles it. It has been known in places like shops, garages, restaurants and so on for the assistant to drop down below till level, out of sight, where they run your card through a card reader that takes information from magnetic strip, even on chip and pin cards. They then clone the card. If you trust someone to wander off with your card, as in a restaurant, they could come back with a similar card to yours, but empty. If you do notice the swap, they can just say sorry, we made the mistake in the confusion of dealing with another customer. You will probably apologize to them for taking up their time. Debit cards. You hand it to the trader, who puts it into a slot. You type in your PIN number to confirm it is yours. The card reader sends the amount to be withdrawn to your account, where it deducts the amount from your account. If you spend more than you have got, it may be treated as an unauthorized overdraft, and you may be charged for it. And any bank transactions could be frozen. You could be charged for this as well. Read carefully. Do not answer till you have read and understood everything. Pause if you have to. Are you stupid? What is your name? What is your address? Do you want to be rich? What objects do you desire most in the world? What are your bank account details? Do you want to save money? What car do you want to drive? What is your mother's maiden name? How old are you? Roughly, how much are your house costs per month? What is your weekly income? How much do you spend on entertainment weekly? What is the meaning of life? Only answer the first question. Did you answer more than one question? If you did not manage this big print, how are you going to understand the skinned print? You have also given enough information for someone to commit identity fraud and empty your bank accounts. Double read the small print. Once you sign, you have very little you can argue about later. Most people get bored stiff reading the back of the agreement, but it is worthwhile. Remember, that's how Tim Allen became the Santa Claus. He did not read the dots at the bottom of the card. Read the wording. Up to 1,000 might mean only one. From one might mean anything. A standard contract possibly means contract. Typical rate may not be the rate you get. You may, you could, mean possibly. or maybe they don't. Just because I am paranoid does not mean they are not out to get me. Practice reading adverts. Using cards, the internet, or the internet. For a by-the-minute charge or a monthly fee, you can be locked into a contract to be connected to the internet. The internet allows you to do home banking and buy things from shops on web pages. To buy things, you use your credit card. Your rights are similar to what you would get in a normal shop. As the internet goes all around the world, criminals have been known to take credit card details and use them themselves. If you do not keep an eye on your spending, there are programs that come onto your computer in what seems an innocent way, called spyware. Once on your computer, it is possible for someone to look through your computer to find financial secrets and steal from you. They can even set things up so that they go piggyback on your credit card, ordering things from your computer. They can contact their own premium rate sites. It may be worth going to a reputable computer dealer to ask about firewall protection and virus checkers. MP3 or video file sharing programs may seem cheap, but they may have access to your computer accounts as well. If you have a wireless network on your computer, someone could sit outside and go on to your internet or computer. The World Wide Web has a lot of spiders trying to catch flies like you. Identity fraud. Be careful of what you throw away. An account number on a receipt or a bank statement or even a scribbled down note may be enough for a criminal to become you officially. They then charge everything to you. It is very difficult to prove it was not you spending. They have been known to go through bins and bags as well as straightforward robbery to get details. When a criminal breaks into your house these days, it may not be the television and video he is after, but your statements and receipts. It may be worth investing in a shredder that cuts both ways. Watch out for a thing called phishing. Criminals send official-looking forms through the internet or post. You fill them in and send them back. They then have all the details they need to empty your accounts. Have you ever been conned by anyone in your life that was not nice? Do not tell anyone your personal details in the street or on the phone. Trust and you will end up trussed up. Borrowing. The fact that you need to borrow is a good reason not to lend you anything. If you could manage money in the first place, then you would not need to borrow in the second place. The lender wants people who will pay it back. Some may want you to fail, then they have claim on your property. The best people to lend to are people rich enough not to borrow, because those that need it cannot afford it. If you borrow, you will have to pay back. When you pay back, you will be short of cash. The only way not to be short is to borrow, but then you will have to pay back. Can you see a pattern forming? Who can you borrow off? Try the loan arranger or his assistant Tonto. Beware of cowboys. Friends and family. They may lend you money for a period of time with no interest charges. If you fail to pay back, then it is possible that you will turn friends to enemies and upset family. Credit unions. These are like small local amateur banks set up in communities. They are administered by volunteers to help people who do not use the main banking system. Once they have seen you are a regular saver with them, small amounts can be loaned to you. They will charge interest on the outstanding loan in proportion to what you owe. Banks, overdraft or loan. This is where you sign checks paying for things out of money you do not have in the bank. You can either make arrangements with the bank before, in which case they will tell you how much you can take out and at what interest rate they will charge. The alternative is to spend checks until the bank catches you. They will then charge you a very high interest on the money you have taken. You will have agreed to this in the small print when you open the bank account. It is better to talk things over with the bank advisor first. They may offer you a loan, making sure you understand the terms and conditions and rates before you sign. The loan could be secured against an object which the bank will sell if you do not pay up. Door-to-door loans. They either give you money or vouchers that can be spent in certain high street shops. You agree to pay back money to the people who come to the door, who take your money and give you the receipt or sign your payment book as proof. They tend to have very high interest rates that compound and add over the time you take to pay back. They see this as justifiable as they have to send people to your door. The problem can be with the interest rates. People might fall behind with the payments. This adds to the interest to be paid. Some companies have been known to offer extra loans to cover the debt, especially at times they know people will be short of cash, like Christmas and so on. This can increase the debt to a point where people can be trapped in a circle of debt. On payment day, see how many people can hide behind the couch. The high street lender. If licensed, practically anyone can legally lend money. They can charge you what they feel appropriate as long as you have signed a contract and the interest has been explained. They can operate similar to a bank. They also can cash checks for people who do not use banks. They will charge you for this service.